Please welcome members of the New York University faculty. Please welcome representatives of the Administrative Management Council, Student Government Assembly, 1831 Fund, and Senior Class Activities Board, carrying the university colors and leading the 188th Commencement Platform Party into the stadium. Fellow Violets, please give a hearty welcome to members of the New York University Alumni Association and to members of our 50th anniversary class who join us today to celebrate this year's graduates. Please welcome New York University's 2022 school banner bearers, deans, and class representatives, marching in founding order. College of Arts and Science. School of Law. Grossman School of Medicine. Tandon School of Engineering. College of Dentistry. Graduate School of Arts and Science. School of Culture, Education, and Human Development. Leonard N. Stern School of Business. Rory Myers College of Nursing. School of Professional Studies. Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service. Silver School of Social Work. Tisch School of the Arts. Gallatin School of Individualized Study. Liberal Studies. NYU, Abu Dhabi. NYU, Shanghai. School of Global Public Health. Long Island School of Medicine. Now entering the stadium are university leadership and honorary degree recipients, led by our Chief Marshal. Esteemed guests, the Provost of New York University, Catherine Fleming.
Here now, in the presence of candidates for academic recognition, members of the faculty and administration, alumni, trustees, honored guests, and friends. New York University's 188th commencement is hereby convened.
Please welcome Lisa Coleman, Senior Vice President for Global Inclusion and Strategic Innovation and Chief Diversity Officer.
Hello, I'm Dr. Lisa Coleman, and my pronouns are she and her. It is a pleasure to be here with you today celebrating the class of 2022. Let us take a moment to acknowledge the indigenous peoples whose lands we occupy as we gather here in New York City across our various sites and virtually. NYU acknowledges that the university as a global institution is located on unceded lands and was founded on the erasures of indigenous peoples globally, as well as the discounted labor of many. As a community, we continue to address the legacies of settler colonialism and work to both recognize and dismantle any lingering systems of exclusions or oppression. I ask you to join me in acknowledging elders and those who have come before us, ancestors, as well as the current and future generations who continue to pave the way for us to be here today, those who are known to us and unknown to us. Without these crucial global contributions, we would not be here to build on nor continue this work. We are appreciative and respectful of these foundations. Please join me in a 5-second moment of silence in honor and recognition. Thank you.
And now, please rise for the national anthem, led by Naima Alakim, who receives a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree today from the Tisch School of the Arts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glad, the bombs bursting in naked proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
Distinguished guests, Chair of the Board of Trustees, William R. Berkeley.
Hello, class of 2022. I'm Bill Berkeley, Chairman of NYU's Board of Trustees and a proud 1966 graduate of the Stern School of Business. I'd like to welcome you to Yankee Stadium for today's very special occasion. I'd also like to welcome members of the class of 1972 who returned to the NYU community today for their 50th reunion. Times were a little different when I was an NYU student. The university had 5 fewer schools, just 1 study away site, and no central library, no boast. Even though many things have changed, you and I share something important in common: our connection to NYU, cemented at this very moment of graduation. You are about to join an illustrious group, NYU alumni numbering 600,000 worldwide. NYU's network of graduates can be a wonderful source of support and connection throughout your life. So think of this not just as the culmination of your time at NYU, but also as the beginning of a lifelong relationship with your alma mater. Class of 2022, today marks a significant, hard-earned milestone in your lives. The Empire State Building glowed violet in your honor last night, a symbol of our enormous pride in you. And we're joined today by 3 distinguished honorary degree recipients, each of whom has left an indelible imprint on their respective fields. What they share in common is that they broke through barriers and charted whole new territories in science, in academic leadership, and in music. They stand before you as models, even as the board is confident you, the class of 22, will similarly leave your mark on the world in the future. Congratulations, warm wishes, and welcome to the NYU alumni family.
We now present a video tribute to the class of 2022, featuring graduating students from each of our schools.
I'm graduating from NYU College of Dentistry.
And I'm graduating from the NYU Grossman School of Medicine.
And I'm graduating from Rory Myers College of Nursing.
And I'm graduating from the Stern School of Business.
And I'm graduating from the Graduate School of Arts and Science.
And I'm graduating from Tandon School of Engineering.
And I'm graduating from Wagner School of Public Service.
And I'm graduating from the NYU Long Island School of Medicine.
And I'm graduating from Steinhardt.
And I am graduating from the Gallatin School of Individualized Study.
And I'm graduating from NYU School of Law.
And I'm graduating from the School of Liberal Studies.
And I am graduating from the NYU School of Global Public Health.
And I'm graduating from the Tisch School of the Arts.
And I'm graduating from School of Professional Studies.
And I'm graduating from the Silver School of Social Work.
And I'm graduating from the College of Arts and Science.
I'm graduating from NYU Shanghai.
And I'm graduating from NYU Abu Dhabi.
It feels great to be graduating.
It feels like a long time coming, because it has been.
I would say that I feel empowered because I'm going to be part of the NYU Violet community.
We've been through so much together, a global pandemic, 4 years of college. There's nothing the world can throw at us now that we can't handle.
So, let's get it. We're NYU graduates.
My first day at NYU was wild. I felt super lost.
I had heard really scary things about law school. I had just moved to New York City. I didn't know how to get around New York.
I was overwhelmed by the number of people, the cars, the noises.
You don't want to put the siren in the video? It's so New York.
Today, leaving NYU, I feel nervous. It's kind of mixed feelings. I feel like I've been spoiled by such a diverse and warm and loving community.
There's just like a lot of stuff that I'm gonna miss at NYU.
I'm gonna miss the opportunity to just sit at the park and just enjoy the sun or enjoy some music.
I'm gonna miss the food the most.
NYU has prepared me very well to kind of start this next journey.
I've grown into a confident person.
I feel like I have things to say and things to share. I feel like a different person.
I think I've learned a lot about myself.
I've matured a lot. I've found my strengths and my weaknesses.
The best thing about being an NYU student is being in New York City.
Oh, the city. The city, the friends.
You can meet anyone that you want to while you're here in New York.
Being in New York City teaches you that everyone can be of some sort of help.
I really was able to build my own small community here within NYU.
I'm surrounded by classmates that are changing the community for the better. They're changing their field for the better.
One of the best things about being an NYU student was all of the resources that we got. We got to go to shows and we got to participate in stuff in the city.
What can you not do in New York?
Every door is open for us here. You just have to figure out which door to walk through.
I interned at a hospital. I never thought that would have been a thing that I would have done.
I was part of a club called STEMinist. I was also the executive director of Hack NYU.
I was able to spend an entire academic year at NYU Paris, where I was fully immersed in the French language and culture. And then during the pandemic, I was going local at NYU Shanghai.
I was in Abu Dhabi for 2 weeks. We got to experience some of the most incredible parts of that city, like the Louvre. This experience really shaped my understanding of this part of the world.
I studied abroad at NYU London. To be in another city, completely unknown to me, and actually have that NYU kind of endorsement behind me, I never felt like I was alone. I always had my NYU buddies all around.
My first time going to Accra, Ghana, we met with a group of community gatekeepers and healthcare providers, and then came up with a research project to better educate people about stroke prevention.
The academics here at NYU are tough. It doesn't matter what school you're in, but we made it here today.
All the late nights at the library.
Constant studying, constant tests.
But what I would say is we get the adequate support to carry us through.
All of the faculty members, they are really high professionals within the industry, and they always wanted to help you and support you in any ways that they can.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
COVID. Well, I went to med school during COVID-19, and that was a different time to be in healthcare. I think it taught us how to be strong mentally, emotionally, and physically.
I think it is a testament that we can make it here in Yankee Stadium today, just to be with our loved ones, to celebrate this gigantic milestone in our lives.
We made it, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your life. No, I don't want to say that.
I want to thank my talented classmates who never cease to inspire me.
Go far away and continue to spread our network, but also don't be a stranger and come back.
And let's stay connected.
Always keeping in mind that you can achieve anything because you are the person that you are.
As we look back on one of the most rewarding days of our lives, I just want to wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. And it's great to think that some of our best days are still ahead of us. Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2022.
Congratulations, class of 2022.
Congratulations.
Mabruk.
Congratulations, class of 2022.
We did it.
Félicitations.
恭喜大家毕业.
From all of us graduating from NYU New York,
Congratulations to those at NYU Abu Dhabi and NYU Shanghai.
आप सबको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो.
We did it!
Congratulations to all the graduates. We did it.
Please welcome Rodney Anderson, who will receive a Bachelor of Fine Arts from the Tisch School of the Arts and who will now address his fellow graduates.
Good evening. I first want to begin by asking the class of 2022 to just take in this moment right now. Look around you and see all of your friends and family in person, here to support you on this special day. And can we make some noise for making it this far? My name is Rodney Anderson. Some of you may know me by my artist name, Rodney Chrome. But today, I want you to see and hear something so much more than my name. I want you to look at me and witness that anything is possible. That you can be black, that you can be gay, that you can be from the middle of nowhere chasing a dream that so many people told you that you would not achieve. But yet, here I am. Little old me, graduating with the class of 2022 from New York University. You see, I was born and raised in a small town of Little Rock, Arkansas. As a black male growing up in the hood, I didn't see possibilities outside of poverty. I didn't see someone who was creative and instead of selling drugs, they were selling art. I didn't see someone who was in my community and trying to make a change. But instead, I saw people who were just trying to survive to just make a little change. I didn't see someone who was black, who was gay, who was also unafraid of any opinion that's formed against them. So you know what I did? Since I didn't see that image, I created it for myself. After becoming something that I did not see within my community, I realized that I cannot do this all alone. Growing up, my mother always told me that it takes a village to raise a child. And as a kid, I didn't pay any mind to what she was saying. But when I came to NYU, I finally understood how much that statement actually meant. Days when I was overwhelmed with assignments, ran out of meal swipes, so I'm asking my friends, can I borrow some of theirs? Then to also experience a global pandemic in the middle of our 4 years. I had no other choice but to lean on my village. I know some of you are sitting in this audience thinking, I don't know what my next move is or what my next job I'm about to receive or what city or country I'm gonna live in. But I'm here to tell you that it is okay to not know what the next step life has set out for you. We all have witnessed how easily our lives can be altered in the matter of seconds. But I want you to remember that you have a village of individuals sitting in this very audience, sitting right behind me, and even myself, ready to support you in every way possible. Graduating can feel like the most successful, but also terrifying experience of your life. But you have to remember that you have found a village within NYU that will not let you fail. And before I leave, I want you to take one final look around you. Witness the many different journeys that you have all experienced within these last 4 years. That you and I, my village, the class of 2022, We made it. Thank you. Chrome.
Those who are about to receive honorary degrees will now be presented. Senior Vice President Lynn Brown will call upon distinguished members of the university faculty to present the honorary degree candidates. Assisting with the investitures will be Provost Catherine Fleming.
Mr. President, I would like to introduce Lynn Kiorpios, Dean of the Graduate School of Arts and Science, Collegiate Professor, Professor of Neuroscience and Psychology in the Center for Neuroscience, and Professor of Ophthalmology, Grossman School of Medicine, who will present the candidate for the Doctor of Science. Will Trustee Mark Bell escort the candidate to the lectern?
Susan Hockfield, distinguished neurobiologist, first woman and first life scientist to be president of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. You have focused your research, articles, books, and patents on identifying changes in the molecular structure of the brain and their implications for devastating disease. You've pioneered the use of monoclonal antibody technology in brain research, identifying proteins through which neural activity early in life affects brain development. A strong, innovative, esteemed leader at Yale and MIT, you have shaped more inclusive educational environments for students, faculty, and citizens while deepening global academic engagement. By influencing national policy on energy technology and next-generation manufacturing, you have modeled the responsibilities of academic and public life, championing advances in the convergence of life sciences with engineering and physical sciences. You have founded new institutions that accelerate research, policy, education toward a sustainable energy future, bringing together the emerging frontiers of biotech, IT, and energy. In your leadership at MIT, you invested in talent, broadening the pipeline for women and underrepresented scholars to foster a scintillating culture, both rigorous and more generous.
Susan Hockfield, your groundbreaking professional life and commitments cross disciplinary boundaries, creating contexts designed to address among the most significant global problems that we face. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
I would like to introduce Angie Kamath, Dean of the School of Professional Studies. who will present the candidate for Doctor of Humane Letters. Will Trustee Kelly Kennedy Mack please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Felix Matos Rodriguez, historian, professor, author, and former government official for the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. You are the 8th Chancellor of the City University of New York, CUNY, the largest urban public university system in the United States. You have broken ground at CUNY as its first educator of color and the first Latino in your distinguished role. With a career that spans both the academia and government. A dedicated champion of accessibility and excellence in higher education, you are among the select few American educators to serve as president of both community and four-year colleges. During your tenure at CUNY's Eugenio Maria de Hostos Community College in the Bronx, you dramatically improved the college's retention and graduation rate for students who had not been well served by institutions of higher education. Your legacy as president of Queens College includes extraordinary success in advancing diversity. As Puerto Rico's Cabinet Secretary of the Department of Family Services, you helped protect children, families, and the elderly. Your extensive scholarship has contributed to several fields: women's studies, Puerto Rican, Caribbean, and Latino studies, and migration studies. Since 2015, you have also served on the steering committee of the Research Alliance for New York City Schools, housed at NYU Steinhardt.
Felix Matos Rodriguez, in your lifelong commitment to education without barriers, you demonstrate the implications of your research by opening doors for millions of lives. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
I would like now to introduce Jason King, Chair and Associate Professor of the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music, Tisch School of the Arts, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Fine Arts. Will Trustee Brett Rockon please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Taylor Swift, Blazing 3 live albums and 14 compilations. You have sold well over 100 million album units, earning awards and honors in every category. You have used the remarkable platform you earned to galvanize support for the Equality Act, to prevent discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. And you have spoken out, and you have supported initiatives to protect women and girls from harassment and sexual assault. You have donated significantly to victims of floods and tornadoes, for cancer research, literacy programs for children, and public education. You have fearlessly challenged the exploitation of music artists.
Taylor Swift. You are a role model across the world for your unprecedented talent and accomplishment, your fierce advocacy for protection of those facing discrimination, and your commitment to speaking out forcefully, eloquently, and effectively on behalf of all artists. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. I am now pleased to introduce Taylor Swift, who will respond on behalf of the honorary degree recipients.
Hi, I'm Taylor. Last time I was in a stadium this size, I was dancing in heels and wearing a glittery leotard. This outfit is much more comfortable. I would like to say a huge thank you to NYU's Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Bill Berkeley, and all the trustees and members of the board, NYU's President Andrew Hamilton, Provost Catherine Fleming, and the faculty and alumni here today who have made this day possible. I feel so proud to share this day with my fellow honorees, Susan Hockfield and Felix Matos Rodriguez, who humble me with the ways they improve our world with their work. As for me, I'm 90% sure the main reason I'm here is because I have a song called 22. And let me just say, I am elated to be here with you today as we celebrate and graduate New York University's class of 2022. Not a single one of us here today has done it alone. We are each a patchwork quilt of those who have loved us, those who have believed in our futures, those who showed us empathy and kindness, or told us the truth even when it wasn't easy to hear. Those who told us we could do it when there was absolutely no proof of that. Someone read stories to you and taught you to dream and offered up some moral code of right and wrong for you to try and live by. Someone tried their best to explain every concept in this insanely complex world to the child that was you as you asked a bazillion questions, like, how does the moon work? And why can we eat salad but not grass? And maybe they didn't do it perfectly. No one ever can. Maybe they aren't with us anymore. In that case, I hope you'll remember them today. If they are in this stadium, I hope you'll find your own way to express your gratitude for all the steps and missteps that have led us to this common destination. I know that words are supposed to be my thing, but I will never be able to find the words to thank my mom and dad, my brother Austin, for the sacrifices they made every day so I could go from singing in coffee houses to standing up here with you all today, because no words would ever be enough. To all the incredible parents, family members, mentors, teachers, allies, friends, and loved ones here today who have supported these students in their pursuit of educational enrichment, let me say to you now, welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. I'd like to thank NYU for making me, technically, on paper at least, a doctor. Not the type of doctor you would want around in case of an emergency. Unless your specific emergency was that you desperately needed to hear a song with a catchy hook and an intensely cathartic bridge section. Or if your emergency was that you needed a person who can name over 50 breeds of cats in 1 minute. I never got to have a normal college experience, per se. I went to public high school until 10th grade, and then finished my education doing homeschool work on the floors of airport terminals. Then I went out on the road for radio tour, which sounds incredibly glamorous, but in reality, it consisted of a rental car, motels, and my mom and I pretending to have loud mother-daughter fights with each other during boarding so no one would want the empty seat between us on Southwest. As a kid, I always thought I would go away to college, imagining the posters I would hang on the wall of my freshman dorm. I even set the ending of my music video from my song Love Story at my fantasy imaginary college, where I meet a male model reading a book on the grass, and with one single glance, we realized we had been in love in our past lives. Which is exactly what you guys all experienced at some point in the last 4 years, right? But I really can't complain about not having a normal college experience to you, because you went to NYU during a global pandemic, being essentially locked into your dorms and having to do classes over Zoom. Everyone in college during normal times stresses about test scores. But on top of that, you also had to pass like 1,000 COVID tests. I imagine the idea of a normal college experience was all you wanted too. But in this case, you and I both learned that you don't always get all the things in the bag that you selected from the menu in the delivery service that is life. You get what you get. And as I would like to say to you wholeheartedly, you should be very proud of what you've done with it. Today, you leave New York University and then go out into the world searching what's next. And so will I. So as a rule, I try not to give anyone unsolicited advice unless they ask for it. I'll go into this more later. I guess I have been officially solicited in this situation to impart whatever wisdom I might have to tell you things that have helped me so far in my life. Please bear in mind that I in no way feel qualified to tell you what to do. You've worked and struggled and sacrificed and studied and dreamed your way here today. And so you know what you're doing. You'll do things differently than I did them and for different reasons. So I won't tell you what to do because no one likes that. I will, however, give you some life hacks I wish I knew when I was starting out my dreams of a career and navigating life, love, pressure, choices, shame, hope, and friendship. The first of which is, life can be heavy, especially if you try to carry it all at once. Part of growing up and moving into new chapters of your life is about catch and release. What I mean by that is knowing what things to keep and what things to release. You can't carry all things, all grudges, all updates on your ex, all enviable promotions your school bully got at the hedge fund his uncle started. Decide what is yours to hold and let the rest go. Oftentimes, the good things in your life are lighter anyway, so there's more room for them. One toxic relationship can outweigh so many wonderful, simple joys. You get to pick what your life has time and room for. Be discerning. Secondly, learn to live alongside cringe. No matter how hard you try to avoid being cringe, you will look back on your life and cringe retrospectively. Cringe is unavoidable over a lifetime. Even the term cringe might someday be deemed cringe. I promise you, you're probably doing or wearing something right now that you will look back on later and find revolting and hilarious. You can't avoid it, so don't try to. For example, I had a phase where, for the entirety of 2012, I dressed like a 1950s housewife. But you know what? I was having fun. Trends and phases are fun. Looking back and laughing is fun. And while we're talking about things that make us squirm but really shouldn't, I'd like to say I'm a big advocate for not hiding your enthusiasm for things. It seems to me that there is a false stigma around eagerness in our culture of unbothered ambivalence. This outlook perpetuates the idea that it's not cool to want it, that people who don't try are fundamentally more chic than people who do. And I wouldn't know because I've been a lot of things, but I've never been an expert on chic, but I'm the one who's up here, so you have to listen to me when I say this. Never be ashamed of trying. Effortlessness is a myth. The people who wanted it the least were the ones I wanted to date and be friends with in high school. The people who want it the most are the people I now hire to work for my company. I started writing songs when I was 12, and since then, it's been the compass guiding my life, and in turn, my life guided my writing. Everything I do is just an extension of my writing, whether it's directing videos or a short film, creating the visuals for a tour, or standing on a stage performing. Everything is connected by my love of the craft, the thrill of working through ideas and narrowing them down and polishing it all up in the end, editing, waking up in the middle of the night, throwing out the old idea because you just thought of a newer, better one, or a plot device that ties the whole thing together.
There's a reason they call it a hook. Sometimes a string of words just ensnares me, and I can't focus on anything until it's been recorded or written down. As a songwriter, I've never been able to sit still or stay in one creative place for too long. I've made and released 11 albums, and in the process, I've switched genre from country to pop to alternative to folk. And this might sound like a very songwriter-centric line of discussion, but in a way, I really do think we are all writers. And most of us write in a different voice for different situations. You write differently in your Instagram stories than you do your senior thesis. You send a different type of email to your boss than you do your best friend from home. We are all literary chameleons, and I think it's fascinating. It's just a continuation of the idea that we are so many things all the time. And I know it can be really overwhelming figuring out who to be and when, who you are now, and how to act in order to get where you want to go. I have some good news. It's totally up to you. I have some terrifying news. It's totally up to you. I said to you earlier that I don't ever offer advice unless someone asks me for it, and now I'll tell you why. As a person who started my very public career at the age of 15, it came with a price. And that price was years of unsolicited advice. Being the youngest person in every room for over a decade meant that I was constantly being issued warnings from older members of the music industry, media, interviewers, executives, and this advice often presented itself as thinly veiled warnings. See, I was a teenager at a time when our society was absolutely obsessed with the idea of having perfect young female role models. It felt like every interview I did included slight barbs by the interviewer about me one day running off the rails. And that meant a different thing to every person who said it to me. So I became a young adult while being fed the message that if I didn't make any mistakes, all the children of America would grow up to be perfect angels. However, if I did slip up, the entire earth would fall off its axis, and it would be entirely my fault, and I would go to pop star jail forever and ever. It was all centered around the idea that mistakes equal failure, and ultimately, the loss of any chance at a happy or rewarding life. This has not been my experience. My experience has been that my mistakes led to the best things in my life. And being embarrassed when you mess up, it's part of the human experience. Getting back up, dusting yourself off, and seeing who still wants to hang out with you afterward and laugh about it, that's a gift. The times I was told no, or wasn't included, wasn't chosen, didn't win, didn't make the cut, looking back, it really feels like those moments were as important, if not more crucial, than the moments I was told yes. Not being invited to the parties and sleepovers in my hometown made me feel hopelessly lonely. But because I felt alone, I would sit in my room and write the songs that would get me a ticket somewhere else. Having label executives in Nashville tell me that only 35-year-old housewives listen to country music, and there was no place for a 13-year-old on their roster, made me cry in the car on the way home. But then I'd post my songs on my MySpace, and yes, MySpace. And I would message with other teenagers like me who loved country music, but just didn't have anyone singing from their perspective. Having journalists write in-depth, oftentimes critical pieces about who they perceive me to be made me feel like I was living in some weird simulation. But it also made me look inward to learn about who I actually am. Having the world treat my love life like a spectator sport in which I lose every single game was not a great way to date in my teens and 20s. But it taught me to protect my private life fiercely. Being publicly humiliated over and over again at a young age was excruciatingly painful, but it forced me to devalue the ridiculous notion of minute-by-minute, ever-fluctuating social relevance and likability. Getting canceled on the internet and nearly losing my career gave me an excellent knowledge of all the types of wine. I know I sound like a consummate optimist, but I'm really not. I lose perspective all the time. Sometimes everything just feels completely pointless. I know the pressure of living your life through the lens of perfectionism. And I know that I'm talking to a group of perfectionists because you are here today graduating from NYU. So this might be hard for you to hear. In your life, you will inevitably misspeak, trust the wrong person, underreact, overreact, hurt the people who didn't deserve it, overthink, not think at all, self-sabotage, create a reality where only your experience exists, ruin perfectly good moments for yourself and others, deny any wrongdoing, not take the steps to make it right, feel very guilty, let the guilt eat at you, hit rock bottom, finally address the pain you caused, try to do better next time, rinse, repeat. And I'm not gonna lie, these mistakes will cause you to lose things. I'm trying to tell you that losing things doesn't just mean losing. A lot of the time, when we lose things, we gain things too. Now you leave the structure and framework of school and chart your own path. Every choice you make leads to the next choice, which leads to the next, and I know it's hard to know which path to take. There will be times in life where you need to stand up for yourself. Times when the right thing is actually to back down and apologize. Times when the right thing is to fight. Times when the right thing is to turn and run. Times to hold on with all you have. And times to let go with grace. Sometimes the right thing to do is to throw out the old schools of thought in the name of progress and reform. Sometimes the right thing to do is to sit and listen to the wisdom of those who have come before us. How will you know what the right choice is in these crucial moments? You won't. How do I give advice to this many people about their life choices? I won't. The scary news is you're on your own now. But the cool news is you're on your own now. I leave you with this. We are led by our gut instincts, our intuition, our desires and fears, our scars and our dreams. And you will screw it up sometimes. So will I. And when I do, you will most likely read about it on the internet. Anyway, hard things will happen to us. We will recover. We will learn from it. We will grow more resilient because of it. And as long as we are fortunate enough to be breathing, we will breathe in, Breathe through, breathe deep, and breathe out. And I am a doctor now, so I know how breathing works. I hope you know how proud I am to share this day with you. We're doing this together, so let's just keep dancing like we're the class of 22.
Please welcome the Steinhardt Singers with a tribute to New York City and the class of 2022.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray and step around the heart of it. New York, New York. I wanna wake up in the city that doesn't sleep, to find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. My little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. Come on, come through. New York, New York. New York, New York. I wanna wake up in the city that doesn't sleep, to find I'm king of the hill, head of the list, cream of the crop at the top of the heap. My little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. Come on, come through. New York, New York, New York.
Distinguished guests, the President of New York University, Andrew Hamilton.
Good morning, everyone. And what a glorious day it is. It is true, the sun shines on New York University. Welcome, welcome, everyone, and especially welcome to our class of 2022 graduates. Congratulations to you all. And to families, friends, and colleagues, thank you for joining us for New York University's 188th commencement exercises. Now, I have to admit that in my career as an academic scientist, I never thought that one day I would be at Yankee Stadium following Taylor Swift on stage. What an honor it is. And I could not be more delighted to welcome her and our other distinguished honorees who are with us today, President Emerita Hockfield and Chancellor Rodriguez. Welcome to all three of you. And today is also a special day for one of NYU's schools. It is the inaugural commencement for our newest school, the NYU Long Island School of Medicine. And a warm welcome to Dean Shelov and our first class of newly minted physicians. Congratulations. It is such an exciting morning. It's exciting to be here with all of you, but it's especially exciting to be in person celebrating. And as I stand here on second base and look out at this stunning sea of violet, there's one thing that comes to mind, as it does so often at this remarkable university. Only at NYU. So let me throw out the first pitch. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, colleagues, would you all please join me in congratulating our graduates on their achievements? And class of 2022, I know your path to this day has not been a predictable one, nor has it been easy. And I want again and again to congratulate you for making it here today. But you have arrived here, yes, through hard work and perseverance, but you've also had the love and the support of many. I want you all, graduates of the class of 2022, to now try to find your loved ones in the crowd. If you can't find your own loved ones, find someone else's. And I want you to show your thanks to those who've helped you to this place. Now, when I think of the time you've spent here, I am reminded of the words of the Spanish poet Antonio Machado. And he wrote a poem, a very special poem, called "Traveler, There Is No Road." And I want to share an excerpt from that poem with you this morning. Traveler, your footprints are the only road, nothing else. Traveler, there is no road. You make your own path as you walk. These words resonated with me when I thought about what to say to you today as we celebrate your time at NYU and look to an unknown future that lies ahead. In many ways, you have already had to make your own path as students during a period described by that now dreaded word, unprecedented. And global pandemic notwithstanding, you created your own paths as you walked, when you might not have known exactly where you were going, but you did it. During your time here, you graduates of the class of 2022, you explored new ideas in your classrooms and seminars. You broke new ground in your studies and research. You devised new theories and hypotheses in your labs. You explored new interpretations of foundational works. You crafted new stories through fresh points of view on the page, the stage, or the screen. You came up with new ways to solve problems in your startups. You met people with different perspectives from yourself. You discovered new activities and you explored differing, often opposing perspectives on the issues of the day. In addition to your tremendous accomplishments as students, I want to point out that you, each and every one of you, gave your all inside and outside of the classroom. Among your classmates today are residence advisors who found ways to build community virtually, those endless Zoom meetings, but that community was forged in spite of COVID restrictions. Among you are also public health ambassadors who were the first to hold this role and shepherd your classmates to a safe way of daily life amid ever-changing protocols. Among you are also members of the Global Spiritual Life Multi-Faith Advisory Committee, who lent your classmates a steady hand during a time of uncertainty. But during your time here, the world was also transformed, and there too, you carved out a path. You protested for social justice, for global peace, and for a more sustainable world. You protected one another, spoke up for equality, and stepped up as allies. Not only have you made a path where there was no road, but you did so with a remarkable degree of generosity, even while facing your own personal challenges and the unknown. Now, nearly 19,000 of you are graduating today, and I am immensely proud of what you will take from what you have learned at NYU and how you will apply it as you find your purpose in the world. Class of 2022, as you follow your calling, remember that your time at NYU has cultivated your strength and prepared you for a future with no clear road. Wherever your career and life lead you, you have proven you can make your own path where there was not one. And you will continue to do so as you travel along your unique journeys. To the parents and the loved ones here today, thank you for trusting us with your children's education. To the class of 2022, your experience at NYU has been like no other. Let us never forget what we have been through together. Come back and see us often. And from everyone at NYU, congratulations, class of 2022.
And now a message to the graduates from our alumni.
Congratulations, graduates. Today is your day. I'm Dasha Ratu, a graduate of the Gallatin School of Individualized Study, class of 2014, an NYU alumni trustee and president of your Alumni Association. Today you join over 600,000 NYU alumni around the world. We are ready to support your next journey and look forward to connecting with you through upcoming events and programs. And now, here are just a few alumni who want to wish you congratulations on your special day.
Congratulations, graduates! You did it! Now the real adventure begins. So go out into the world and be yourself. Please don't try to be anybody else but you.
Congratulations, graduates. You have not been chopped. You have made it. And the brilliant education that you've experienced at New York University is now yours to go forth and share with the world, along with those terrific manners you learned from New York City.
Congratulations to the graduating class of NYU. Today is your big day, and it's the next step into such a bright future. Don't forget us back at NYU. We love you, we send you love, and I hope that you take all of the wisdom, the strength, the talent, and the joy that you had here and inspire us in the real world.
NYU grads,
Congratulations.
Do great things with your education.
Change the world. We'll see you on Mars.
It is my honor to be able to share this anointing with the eminent graduates of New York University. Ubuntu. Ubuntu means I am because you are. Congratulations. Thank you for allowing me to share this blessing.
Graduates, you have worked so hard to get to this moment. But this is just the beginning of your big life on your own terms. Let go of all the shoulds. Let go of everyone else's ideas of what you should do with your life and what should matter to you, because this is your life. And it's going to be big.
I've spent a good part of my life trying to help people get places, but I have done nothing compared to what NYU has done to prepare you to go wherever you want in the world. You are ready to make an impact. Good luck and congratulations.
Congratulations, all of you students and your parents sitting here today. I've been both at NYU. As a student, I couldn't have been more proud then and today that I earned my degree from this amazing university. And as a parent, I remember sitting at graduation, just like all of you today, watching my child graduate and thinking the same thing. Thank God I don't have to pay for college anymore. And to you students, the door is open for all of you. The future is yours. We're waiting for you.